Are there any negatives to solar energy or solar fields or Silicon Valley? These people say there are none. There are zero negatives. I beg to differ. I'm going to tell you about the negative effects of a solar field. Have you seen the price of eggs lately? $7 for a dozen eggs. We're losing agricultural land. When a farm or forest is developed into solar and there's a scarcity of that type of land in the area, you get a double negative. You lose the farm and forest amenities that are highly valued, and you get the disamenities of a solar development. Losing that natural area and replacing it with something industrial is where the biggest negatives arrive.
I am a real estate broker for 11 years. I've been here a few times could talk, couldn't others. I service the entire Grand Strand, and in talking to them, I said, you know, the wheels of progress are coming in, so what do you want that to look like? And surprisingly enough, they would choose single-family homes as opposed to the solar panels. The reasons for that is when you would allow new construction and things to come into these communities, the developers, the builders, the architects, property management, and those in law enforcement and those in law and finance stand to benefit from those jobs. Also, the taxes as well as the revenues and city fees that would be accrued from the local municipality would absolutely help to support that.
My name is Becky Ryan. I'm the North Coast Office Director with the Coastal Conservation League. I'm also on the board for the Carolina Wetlands Association. And I believe there's been a letter that's been cited from the Carolina Wetlands Association expressing concerns about the solar farm. I do want to clear that up, that those circumstances have changed a bit since that letter was submitted to the Army Corps of Engineers. Silicon Ranch and HDR have redesigned the development to avoid the wetlands, and we certainly appreciate that effort. We also appreciate the use of buffers and wildlife fencing and pollinator seed mixes to support the habitat of the area. We think that this will be a great opportunity for Georgetown County to move towards a more renewable energy future, especially with the planned closure of the Uinta coal plant. This is a much safer, much healthier option for Georgetown County as a whole than certainly a coal plant.
I know a lot about Lamberttown. I know a lot about the people in Lamberttown. In there, and we stand together. We love one another. We show our love. We give and we help. And I know that you are looking at this at a different point of view than what we are. That Silicon Ranch come in. We had no idea last year what this was all about. And here in the last few months, we realized it's going to be a farm. It's going to take over. It's going to run over our little community. It's going, in years to come, we've seen this happen. It's going to lead to problems. Just like Santee Cooper and some of these other companies here a few years ago built those nuclear plants. Didn't work. Where are those nuclear plants today? Where's all that equipment and all that they put in there? Still sitting on those sites. Okay, we had a freeze the other day. I know y'all all was aware. We had a major freeze. International Paper Company, the biggest company around, shut down. Santee Cooper come so close, and I know quite a few people in Santee Cooper, and I got a family that works in there. They told me literally they came so close to having a major blackout, and they knew that Silicon Ranch, with this project that they're bringing in, would not have been able to supply the energy that we needed.
My sister and I are opposed to the solar panel plant or solar farm, whatever they want to call it. I know it's going to be big. Being built on the property which is adjacent to the north and the east of our property on Walker Road. This proposed solar farm can have an adverse effect on negative vegetation. I don't care what they're saying about all their corrections, and the wildlife in many ways. Bald eagles will lose their natural habitat. Interference with rainfall and drainage or direct contact causing injury or death. The construction process can have a detrimental effect on the environment. The whole process of producing raw materials and site facilities disturbs local ecosystems. The solar panels require some rare materials like silver, whose extraction is energy intensive and polluting. There are concerns about pesticides, also chemicals from the panels like cadmium, arsen, lead, iron, etc. What becomes of the water quality if these dangerous chemicals leak into the groundwater? The entire community lives on well water. There's no rural water in the area.